Welcome to Tate Sports Office, an in-depth look at the world of sports, featuring exclusive interviews with our KRQE News Sports Director, Van Tate, sponsored by Caesars Sportsbook at Route 66 Casino.
Sports Office talking to a very special guest, somebody from here, from New Mexico, from Albuquerque, went to Volcano Vista High School. You know, when I say that, and he played football, he was a quarterback, everybody knows who that is. Diego Pavia, the Vanderbilt quarterback, former New Mexico State quarterback. And, man, it's fun to have you here.
No, I appreciate you having me dropping in Sunday afternoon. So let's have some fun.
Yeah, so just right off the rip, man, last time I was talking to you, there's this injunction that you were trying to get, you know, where you could come back and play that extra year, and you won. And so now all these JUCO kids, man, when they get to a four-year institution, they got all their years to play. So starting right off the rip, we're going to call you the Father of Eligibility. That's your new nickname.
Well, I was extremely blessed to get that year. One, you know, for the purposes of going to the NFL, hire my draft stock, you know, get to play in the SEC one more year. Mm-hmm. And so this is the time to light it up, but super, super thankful that I got that extra year, and I can't wait.
When you first got the news, what was that reaction like, and what were you thinking, man?
So I remember I got called out of a meeting, and they kind of like set me up. Like I called out a meeting. I went to my offensive coordinator's office, and the GM sitting in there, and then the offensive coordinator comes in, and like he acts like he doesn't know what's going on. He's like, "Hey, what's going on here? What's going on here?" And then they like all jump on me, and they're like, "Hey, you got an extra year of eligibility," and like the whole world knew before I even knew. It was like on Instagram and Twitter and stuff, and so it was really cool to just have those guys. Was it surreal for you? Like, was it one of those things that you had to process? Because when they told you, you were like, oh, it happened. Right. Well, it was like during, you know, the portal's going on, so everyone's busy. And then, like, I don't know what I was going to do. Like, I had only a little bit of time to decide, like, to start, like, training in Nashville or move, like, to Florida or Dallas to go train and prepare for the NFL. So, you know, it all worked out in how God wants it to, and so I'm super blessed, highly favored. Yeah. So you once you got in the portal to leave New Mexico State, I thought you were going to be in the Mountain West, man. I saw Nevada. I was like, what? Nevada? He committed to Nevada? What? How did that go? It went really good. I like the coaches at Nevada. They're going to win football games, and Coach Choate, who was the assistant defensive coordinator for Texas 2 years ago, is the head coach there, and he's a real person. He's someone who's down to earth, will tell you straight up. And so that's what I really appreciated about him. And then when I got to Nevada, I committed there because I really liked the visit, enjoyed it. And then Coach Kill called me, and he was like, hey, I'm coming back for my last year, you know, let's go to Vandy. And I was just basically, you know, I'm all in for Coach Kill. Yeah, he's like Pops, huh? Yeah, hell yeah. That's my dog. Yeah, that's your dog right there. Well, since you've gotten these guys extra time, you know, like I'm talking about JUCO, junior college, in case you don't know, junior college guys can go and get all their years at a four-year institution at a D1. Since you did that, do you ever have any JUCO guys coming up to you or saying stuff to you like – Yeah, I have a lot of ex-teammates who are like, man, thank you for that extra year. You know what I mean? I'm getting paid some more. And I always joke about, I'm like, hey, I take a 10% fee, you know, of what they're getting. Yeah. I was thinking that you were going to tell me somebody came up to you with tears in their eyes and said, you the real MVP. You hadn't had that happen yet? No, I haven't had that one happen yet. But a lot of guys are super thankful, me, myself included in that. And so it's a blessing for the JUCO players, and you know they deserve it. They grind, you know, harder than anyone that I've seen. Man, if I had told you when you were just rolling up at NIMI that you were going to be somebody who's getting paid to, you know, to play football, and you're on in the SEC and all this stuff is happening, you would have just looked at me and said, "Shut up." Huh? I have big dreams for myself, and I've always dream big since I was a kid, and so, you know, this is just a chip at the iceberg that what I want to do. But I'm super grateful for the position I'm in, the coaches that I'm surrounded with, the players I'm surrounded with. Like, our team this upcoming year is
we got a lot of weapons on it, and so we're 1 through 3 deep. Where last year we were only 1 deep. So if the first person got hurt, we were kind of not in trouble, but
patchwork quilt.
Right, exactly. And so now we're ready for the gauntlet.
So with that said, because of last year's success, did you guys notice was it easier to get some players, and were you able to sway some players yourself?
Yeah, for sure. I was in on basically every portal guy. They allowed me to be kind of like the guy who started recruiting them.
The closer.
Yeah, the closer. And they'd bring him into Nashville, and everything. Everyone wants money now, so I'd ask him, what do you want? And they'd tell me their number, and basically I would come back to them. I watch their tape and be like, hey, this guy's getting paid this. You're not better, or you know what, you are as good as that. But let's see how good you are in the SEC. You know what I mean? And so, other than that, I feel people want to play for Vanderbilt now, and it's turning. We're in Nashville, city's out there lovely, and then we just came off a 7-6 bowl winning season, so the stars are lining up for Vanderbilt football, and we can't wait till we take the field in August.
Speaking of taking the field in August, looking on your schedule, when I'm looking at the schedule, I know that you got that gauntlet in your conference, and then I see also one game that stands out to me too is the South Carolina game. That's gonna be a toughie, huh?
South Carolina's, they've been pretty good these past few years, and so last year they got the best of us, and we get to go see them down on their home turf this year, so that'll be really exciting. That's a game that I kind of got circled on.
You want to get back
on my calendar? Oh, for sure. I love getting back.
Man, you know what? While we talk, I want to ask you about something. Going back to your New Mexico State game days, somebody told me that when you guys beat Liberty at their place, that you had to talk to some of their DBs. You said it's gonna be a long day before the game. Did that happen, man?
No, man. People still. They alter some words in there. You know what I mean? But when I started feeling that groove at the end of that New Mexico State first year, it was like I had controlled the offense. I was finally doing some audibles. It felt comfortable.
Yeah, and
we had a few guys walk past us because Liberty's atmosphere is actually one of the best atmospheres I've ever played in.
Oh wow!
Yeah, even in the SEC, that was still one of the top ones. And so they were talking trash and everything, and so I told them it was gonna be a long day, but it was we were freaking 3-5 at the time or something, so it was kind of absurd for me to say, and I wasn't having my best year or even close to anything like that. But I think it all starts with confidence. Yeah, it all starts with confidence, though.
It does. It does. This game is played in here
for sure.
I tell people that all the time. This is where the game is played.
Exactly.
And you have to get there, though.
Right. So when they bring in recruits, they look this part and this and that, but I'm like, hey, he ain't got it between the ears. Don't get him. He can't play SEC football. And so that's just the reality of it. You got to have it between the ears. Yeah.
You have to have the ability to lock in is important because it's lacking these days. Would you say that? Because you grew up in this generation where everything is quick like that.
Right.
But I grew up in a slower generation where we were just, you're focused.
Right.
But you guys have a million things going on at one time, and I think it's easy. It was easier for us to lock in than for your generation, is what I think.
Yeah, our Coach Lee harps on our process every single day, and so my process, I'm really deep into my process. A little, my first years at Mexico State at NIMI, it was kind of all over the place now that I think about it. But at Vanderbilt now, it's wake up, certain time, everything's just in order. Every single day, I know what I'm doing. I know how much hours I'm going to spend doing each thing. So process is the biggest thing.
What's been the hardest thing about you went with relative ease from New Mexico State to Vanderbilt. Was it just because you had those big pieces in place as far as Coach Kill and Coach Beck?
Yeah, I had those pieces, and then I had Eli Stowers.
He's the man, huh?
Yeah, he's the man. He's the man. That's my guy. Number 1 rated tight end in the country right now. And that goes to show, him off the field, him on the field, his character, who he is. And that's how Christ brought him into this world. Like, he's a firm believer in Christ, and so he deserves everything he's getting. But that's what makes it easy on me, is just players know what they're doing.
Alabama's going to be waiting on you guys.
We love it. We love it.
The conversation is just getting started. We have more on the other side. Talk about that, man. Like, I know I asked you last time I talked to you, I talked to you about that historic win. Now that you were able to be a part of something like that, and it's all died down, it happened last season, do you feel almost like, well, hey, we got to up the ante?
Yeah. You ain't sneaking up on no one anymore, and not that we were sneaking up on anyone, but now it's like, all right, you're going to have to prepare for us like you do every single Saturday. And so for me, that I had the same process, whether I'm playing FC, like, I played at NIMI and all those other schools. I played the smallest, biggest, the biggest. And so just having that process of watching tape and studying every single day and trying to dominate the other team is what I think separates us.
So you go, how big is that curve, man, from NIMI to now at Vanderbilt? How big is that curve?
I would say it's more of a learning curve than anything, like not athletic ability or anything, because everyone got it, but it's from ear to ear. Yeah. It's if you got it.
And now that you see that you've had this kind of success, it makes you feel like you can do anything, doesn't it?
It makes me feel good for sure, but 7-6 ain't good enough. When we head into CFP championship and things like that, then it'll be like, you know what, anything I put my mind to is, it's believable. And so that's the point where I want to get to, we're going to get to. And so it's just in due time, we got to stay in our process.
But I'm sure some of your teammates think you're a trip, man, because I was a grown man and late into my being a grown man when I found out that everybody don't go 100%. And I was in shock. My wife was telling me, everybody's not going to go 100%. I was like, because I was, I had some guys that worked before the guys that work with me now. I've had some guys who, it just seemed it was like hard to them. And I'd be like, man, I thought everybody went 100%, but everybody don't.
I hate that stuff when they don't go 100%. Like, I want it all for me.
But there's, when you first realized that everybody's not going to go 100%, weren't you stunned? It's like, why are you doing it if you're not going to go 100%?
Exactly. And that's the stuff that pisses me off. Like, I don't really pay attention to those guys. I like people who, push me and drive me. And so, like, I got a friend who's working to get his extra year eligibility, CB, who, like, at New Mexico State, I've been the hardest worker my whole life. And, like, I took pride in that. And at New Mexico State, like, this kid was like, oh, shoot, like, we're neck and neck. And it was like, dang, how am I going to up the ante to beat this guy?
Wow.
And it was just, like, consistency. And, like, I don't want to ever say that I beat him because he was right there every single day, the step of the way. But, like, just, like, little things I was trying to get over the top of him. And so when you guys compete against each other, it just elevates the ante.
Yeah. And with that said, where do you go from here as far as you were able to get some things done last year and you got on the national stage? So what does Diego Pavia, I almost called you Diego Sanchez, we had him in here and we were still talking about you. What do you do for an encore?
For me this year, I want to, stay healthy. I kind of got broken down that Kentucky game. So that was game 6, and I really wasn't able to fully recover to my fullest potential. Yeah. And my leg was purple from top to bottom.
But, man, isn't that that's like football, though, man. It's like that. When I be thinking about it, like from back in the day, you just it's like you're like that the whole season. You only recover like when the season's over,
Yeah, right. But the only thing that it was like, I had a tear in my hamstring.
Oh, it was more serious.
Yeah. And so, like, it was purple all the way, and I covered up with my pads and stuff, so no one ever really knew, and no one could ever target it. Yeah, and just play through it. And so this year I want to, stay healthy, be in the training room as much as I can, and then be the most accurate in the country with the football.
Being the most accurate in the country with the football. You said that even before you went to Vanderbilt. I remember you told me we're going to be competitive in the SEC. I'm going to be the best quarterback there. Newcomer of the year. When you got that this past season, were you just saying like, oh, okay, well, they're telling me that they see me?
Yeah, something like that. But I felt like I kind of got, shorted of, all SEC and things like that when you go look at the stats and completions and touchdowns and things like that. Like, I felt like I got shorted, so that just tells me I got to go harder.
Stay with us. More conversation on the other side.
We'll get back to the episode in a moment. Monica Wicki here, host of New Mexico Living. I wanted to let you know that this episode is sponsored by Route 66 Casino and Caesars Sportsbook. If you love sports and like having a little action on the game, Caesars Sportsbook is your go-to destination. For rewards and more info, go to Route66Casino.com. Now back to the episode.
Have you met any guys who are 6 feet, like somebody like a Joe Theismann or somebody, like somebody like maybe Doug Flutie, people your size, and telling you, hey, man, you got this?
I haven't met I'm trying to think of a short quarterback that I've met.
Russell Wilson.
Yeah. I saw Russell Wilson when he played the 49ers as a kid, but I was really short. But I saw Kyler Murray not too long ago at a UFC fight, and he was probably like half an inch taller than me, and it was like, oh, yeah. Like, I ain't got to worry about anything. Like, I just got to win.
Did you talk to him?
I talked to him a little bit, but like everyone was getting out of there, and they shut down the building for Trump to leave first, and so it was kind of hard to maneuver through people and stuff. So I didn't talk to him for too long.
What's been the surprise moment when somebody just walk up to you? Because I think the last time I was talking to you, I was talking about the late great Johnny Tapia when there was an actor. He and this one actor were really good friends, and that actor walked up to him, and Johnny was like, "Oh, hey," and they were doing that to each other.
Let me think. I mean, one of the coolest things that I get to do is hang out with Theo Vaughn. He's hilarious and a really great person as well. But maybe one thing that jumps out to me is my best friend Fluff was like, yo, Jelly Roll's over there. I was like, Jelly Roll? Went over and talked to Jelly Roll, and like he knew who I was, you know what I mean? Yeah. And so that was really, really cool too. And it's a small community.
You're in Music City, man.
Yeah, Music City, yeah.
Anybody ask you to come and be on their record or anything, man? Or
I actually got one of my friends out here, Axel Varela, and he's country music artist. And
he knows you can't sing though, right? I don't even know, but I'm just guessing you can't.
I can't sing. I have no voice vocals. Keep me out of that space. But he's great at what he does, and so I'm really supportive of him. And we got a music video dropping soon, so that'll be dope.
You gonna be dancing in the back like
I'm
a
gonna be dancing
rap
in the back.
video?
Yeah.
You got some moves, man, or what? What's up?
I'm working on some new celebrations in the end zone.
Do you work on those for real? Like, do you work?
They just like some just, man, I think outside the box. I'm just think of some nut stuff sometimes, and so.
Oh man, what was your signature thing that you did?
I do one of these.
I think
one of these.
Yeah.
One time I tried to. So before our bowl game in Birmingham, my brother, I told him, hey, I was just like thinking about stuff to do. Like I was just visualizing the night before. That's what I usually do, just visualize like scoring touchdowns, what I'm gonna do in the end zone. Like that stuff actually helps, I think.
Yeah. And
that's how you get in the end zone more. And so I was like, hey, bring me $100 tomorrow, all ones. He's like, all right, bet. He doesn't know what I'm doing, And I go and I put 50-50, put 50 under one goal post, 50 under another goal post. And if you go look at the film, I told our offense lineman Big Low to go get it, and I'm going to throw it in the air like this. And so I'm like plugging away, and I like break into the safe, and I get it. And there was no money to be found.
Somebody took it?
So someone saw us do it pregame. The tight end saw us do it pregame, and he took the money.
Did you ever get it back?
No. I was like, so he. What? So I went to Big Low. And I was like, yo, what happened? He's like, bro, there was no money under there. And I was like, yeah, bro, I put it there. Like, yes, there was. He's like, Nah, dude, I didn't see it. And a few weeks later, one of the backup quarterbacks at Vandy is friends with that tight end at Georgia Tech. And they're on FaceTime, and he was like, yeah, man, you tried to do that celebration on us. I grabbed that money. He's like, I appreciate you.
Oh, man. So did you ever ask him for it back?
No, I didn't ask him for it. Let's charge that to the game.
Now, speaking of money, man, you must be doing pretty good now. What do they do? What's Diego Pavia? What's the rate for Diego Pavia nowadays?
You know, money's a hard conversation to have, but you know, I'm doing well. I still drive my friend's Ford Fusion back at Vanderbilt. You know, I really don't.
You don't put the numbers out. You don't want to put the figures out.
I don't want to put that out.
I know that you had got. I saw you on one show where you were saying like somebody offered you millions. So
yeah. But I'm more of a loyal guy to Coach Kill and Coach Beck. You know, I want to win more than anything, and so like, I want to invest my money, be smart with my money, because you never know. You know, a lot of people go broke who go to the NFL and things like that. So I just want to be live good and not have to work again.
You're going to be playing against my cousin in Alabama, man.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's Keelan Russell.
Okay.
He's a quarterback.
He just got there. Yeah. Is he I know he's in the quarterback competition.
I don't know how he, you know, like if he's going to actually, I don't know what's going to happen this year, but he's good, man.
Yeah. Well, that'd be exciting.
I remember when he was a little guy. I hadn't seen him since he was a baby.
Where's he's from Texas, right?
Yeah.
He
went
to Duncanville?
Yep.
Right. Yeah.
So you guys are gonna, you know, who knows, man? You guys might be head to head.
Right. I truly believe there's enough out there for everyone to win. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But shoot, I want to take it all. I want it all this year.
you said give me. So we had New Mexico had a secondary guy playing here, safety, AJ Hulsey. You ever heard of him?
Mm-mm.
His nickname, he calls himself Mr. Give Me That. That's you, right? Mr. Give Me That.
Why they call him Mr. Give Me That?
Because he says, "Give me." He was picking the balls, you know, like receiving, picking guys off like you, man, picking off the quarterbacks.
Now, how long ago was the year?
Oh gosh, he transferred to Houston, and so it's been a little bit.
Okay.
Hey, but speaking of back when he was here, they didn't recruit you, and I was shocked that the Lobos didn't recruit you, man. And so I knew everybody got salty with you about the logo, you know, like how you watered, you know, how stuff happened, and I said, well, and me being a former Lobo, I was like, come on, man, you can't be doing that,
right?
But at the same time, I knew it was from a place of hurt, man. Like you wanted to play at your home school, and
it's different when someone. It was kind of like a pump fake. You know what I mean? They were recruiting me since, obviously there was a few coaching staffs that have been through in the Lobos, and my sophomore year they were recruiting me, and then my senior year they were recruiting me as well. And so, but they just never pulled the trigger, and I felt like I was a lot better than the guys that, you know, they had on roster and the guys that they were recruiting to. And I'll say this too. The guys in New Mexico, if you recruit New Mexico, they want to play for their home state. They're going to go hard. They're going to go 100%, where the guys who are only going to go 70% like, oh, I'm good. I'm playing college football. I'm getting my check, this and that. Like, they don't really want it. And those guys in New Mexico who have that heart and that hunger, man, I take those kids every single day. And Coach Gill says that all the time. That's why he loved coaching in New Mexico, because those kids have grit, heart. You know, they got everything.
Yeah, you guys have to be tough guys because you're getting overlooked.
100. And like I try to tell people all the time, like New Mexico, there's kids here that you can recruit who can go far. Every kid that has gone to college from New Mexico has done something in college. Like why wouldn't you take a chance on them?
Yeah, when you look back on it, that's a true statement.
There's like I haven't seen like a bust.
A bust, yeah.
So.
Well, definitely, it all worked out well for you. You got overlooked, but it worked out well for you, man. Like this is your story, you know. Diego Pavia, thank you for your time, man.
I appreciate you. God's plan. Appreciate you, Van Tate.
Yeah, we're gonna be watching closely, man.
We'll have a good one.
All right, man. Hey, we look forward to seeing you out there, man, because every time you're out there, you always come out there with that, you know, you ready to go, man. I do like that, man. I like that dog.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. But I'm the people's people, so, you know, I got to keep
people's people. There we go.
Entertaining the people.
The Father of Eligibility. Diego Pavia, thank you for your time. Fernando Perez behind camera. We'll catch you next time.
Anchor down, baby.